so strong enough.
Happy Sunday, everyone. So yesterday I was going through YouTube and I was typing in, things like rustic decor, cabin, lodge, things like that, DIYs, and I wasn't finding that. What I was finding was when I would type in rustic, it would come up as farmhouse or shabby chic, which is fine. I mean, those are beautiful styles. I absolutely adore both of them. But those are not true Northwoods decor. A true Northwoods decor to me is it's very natural things. It's browns and it's greens and there's dark reds, there's plaids. I was absolutely ecstatic when the whole country was going nuts over buffalo plaid because I was like, yes, the country finally caught up with the UP and they love it. But today I'm gonna make something for a friend of mine. It's her birthday coming up and she's absolutely gonna love this. I just know it. She loves mousse. Now everything on this table was very, very cheap. We both do thrift stores together, so it's not like she's gonna be offended or anything. So we both love thrifting together. But these are just some things that I've picked up. I probably got these at Goodwill or a thrift shop where I live. The most expensive thing on this table would probably be the drill. But these little mousse things that I'm going to be putting, one of them on her basket here, is a napkin ring that I have removed the ring on. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to glue that on there. And then I have some plaid ribbon that I'm going to cut down the middle here. And then simply it'll be like it's folded in half and then put on something like that. It'll be like that. And some Spanish moss that I found, and these picks. A lot of times I don't know if you have thrift stores that do this, but we do, where if sometimes you can hit a sale, it's a bag sale where you go in and they're like, you know what, stuff your bag full of whatever you want, it's $5. That is when I stock up on this stuff. It's like, yes, I can use these picks at some point down the road. These foam blocks here, they were probably at Family Dollar, or a thrift store, not Family Dollar, but probably a thrift store. And it was part of that $5 bag sale. And the pine cones, these are natural. They're all natural. They're from my yard this fall. And so we're just going to go from there and I will show you exactly what I'm going to do. I'm not the biggest fan of hot glue. I've had a lot of failures with it, even with the Gorilla Glue, hot glue. So I'm that crafty person that will just wait and take the time to let it dry and not be in a big hurry about getting it done. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to get started. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this ribbon here right down the middle, because I noticed that if I folded it in half, it would fit perfectly around that band on that basket. Okay, I've got my 2 strips here. And I'm going to go ahead and start it in the back. That way it'll meet in the back and then you won't see a seam. But I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of Gorilla Glue on that, because this is where I want my seam to start. Northwoods decor, we decorate a lot in animals and natural things like grasses and pine cones, just very birch bark, tree bark, things like that, just very natural things. Not real flashy. Northwoods decor is not real flashy. It's just very pretty. and very country. I mean, there's kind of a difference between country too. Country a lot of times has horseshoes and, you know, those sorts of things. They will have things like horseshoes and, oh, I don't know, probably, I have no idea. I don't make country. I make Northwoods stuff, so I don't know. But I'm just going to continue to do my Gorilla Glue around here. And I'm not going to air this until after her birthday and after she gets it. So in case you're wondering, oh my God, she's going to see it. No, she won't. She'll already have it by the time it's aired. Alright. Getting close here. So, just going to go ahead, wrap that around. Take my scissors. Just barely let it overlap. And then just put a little dab of glue on. I'm not a hurry up and get it done kind of crafter. I like to take my time and make things look really pretty and thoughtful. You know, like some thought went into this. You know, like some thought went into making that. And that's what I want people to get out of my crafts, is that, you know, I want them to look at it and say, you know, she really had to put some thought into that, and that's really pretty. So we're just going to let that dry, and then I'll be back to do the rest, and I'll probably have the basket pretty much done, because I'm going to do the same thing with this plaid here. Where'd my other, oh, there it is. I'm just going to do the same thing with this and put that around the bottom, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue her little moose friend on here. And we're going to let that dry for a while so that it doesn't fall off when I'm doing the other stuff. So okay, so my basket is dry, and out of the way, and it turned out really cute. I like the way it looks. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to start adding my foam pieces to this so that I can put my picks in it. I got my little sharp knife here. Let's see, maybe about right there. And stick them in there a little bit. Cut the corners off. Yeah, I'll cut it down just a little bit. Don't want that showing of the basket. So I'll measure it against this one and then cut this one the same. Okay. Now we're going to cut that part off so that it fits in there just right. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to wedge some stuff in here so that it's not loose. This guy here, maybe cut a sliver off in it. Just filling in those little cracks there, and just so that it just stays nice and tight. Alright. And I think we're gonna cut that guy off a little bit. There we go. Okay. Now I've got a solid piece of block in there. And now what I'm going to do is, see? All right, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull some of this Spanish moss off. And I'm going to cover the top of this. I want it to give it that grassy look. So I'm just going to go and I'm going to put a generous amount of Gorilla Glue all over the top here. I want this stuff to stick on there really well. And I might fill in a few more pieces here because I see quite a gap there, so I'll probably put a little piece in there. Oh, not quite. There we go. Perfect. And we'll put a little bit of glue on that. Generous amount of glue. I don't want this thing going anywhere. And now I'm just going to take some of this Spanish moss, like I said, and I'm just going to start filling it in here on the top, poking it down into the holes, into the little voids there, filling it all in, giving it that rustic look, that very familiar rustic look that I'm familiar with. Take my knife here and maybe just poke some down here in the back. And I'll take some and fill this in. Poke it down in there with my scissors. See how that looks? Still see a little bit of white there. I'll make sure I get that covered up. And I think I like that. I like the way this is starting to come together. So the pine cones, I decided that I wanted to put them on a pick so that I can fit them in here the way that I would want them. And I just took some wire, some heavy wire, and not flimsy like floral wire, and then I took my drill and I just drilled a hole right in the bottom of my pine cones. And then I'm going to take the end of my wire here and just poke it inside of the glue and then fit it into the drilled hole, just like so. And then we can cut this shorter if we need to, you know, because I'm sure I don't want pine cones way up here, but that's how I'm gonna choose to keep them on the stems there. And pine cones, they really don't ever go bad. So. And I did the same thing to this one. I drilled it, I pre-drilled it. And those are going to sit and dry for a minute. Now I'm going to lift my basket up here because I need to start eyeballing what I want and where I want it. And I'm going to start with some greenery. I always like to put the taller stuff in the back. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut this wonky one off here. And there's a couple wonky ones, which is all right, but how far can I go down with this? See, that's not going to be too bad. I think that's going to fit down in there nicely. I am going to trim this off just a little bit though, so that it's not sticking out of there so far.
Strong.